it's funny because I love pushing people's buttons. I love like making people feel uncomfortable.
You like pushing people's buttons?
Yeah,
but it's surprising to me.
I also love to play devil's advocate, and not because of like I like to troll people, but it's more about I want to see how you really feel about this. Because if you truly feel about this, we're gonna have a dialogue right now, and you're gonna tell me how you really feel about this.
And if you don't have a stake and you're doing it for vanity, it'll be clear too.
Yeah, and I've learned so much from people. Like, I think, when I went to college, like, learning about sociology just, like, really instilled that in me. Like, understanding the whole picture. Not just, oh, you're Kevin. All right, cool, Kevin. How are you? But, like, as I got to know you, you're like, oh, I'm from Florida. I do this podcast. I do that. And now I'm, like, I have a good picture in my mind of who you are. And I'm like, it's been pretty accurate, but people just don't like to talk about things that make them uncomfortable. And it just amazes me, man. Like, the people that are the first to crucify you are also the first to make the mistake.
Totally. And the people who aren't looking at themselves are the first ones to be projecting. Because that's something you'll find a lot with people. And it's really funny when you see it.
Yeah.
Where somebody will project exactly how they are onto you. And you're like, dude, are you talking about me or you?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what you're saying doesn't apply to me.
Yeah.
And I think that takes a certain level of self-awareness. And
absolutely.
And like, you need to just kind of take a step back and take a step outside of yourself and think, well, I know that this is what I felt and what I saw, but what did that other person think? What did they see? Where are they coming from? Because even though I might disagree with people, I usually, and I like to think I'm pretty good at this, is like at least try to figure out where they're coming from.
Yeah,
at least try to be like, you know what, I disagree with you on this thing, but I understand that from your upbringing and who you are and your personality type, I could see where this would be your point of view. And that's fine. We can agree to disagree as long as we feel like we're being honest actors.
Yeah, and like, emotional intelligence is very important. And I don't know what is it. A lot of people don't have it. Like, they would tell you,
I think it's a lack of teaching. I don't think we teach that stuff. It's hard to teach, though. It's hard to teach. But
I felt that I learned my emotional intelligence from my parents. From them saying, hey, like, when you do this, make sure that you're not hurting others, but also you're not hurting yourself. Or you're not putting yourself in a spot that others can hurt you and whatnot. And to me, I think that's I've had people tell me, I don't want to work with you because you have an accent. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, you're the one here for help. Like, what do you think? Like, what am I doing this different? And, like, obviously that makes me feel crappy at times. But I kind of learned, I'm like, you know what? Screw you then. Like, you're the one that needs help, not me. Like, I'm smart enough to figure it out. Why can't you?
Yeah, it's true. It's like, my accent's not stopping me from solving this problem.
Yeah. And just people forget about that, man. People forget about, like, hey, Kevin, like, if someone were to come up to you and said, Kevin, your podcast is the worst podcast in the world. And you're like, all right, why? And they cannot give you a single reason why. Like, then you're not valid. Like,
I don't care.
Like, right? Like,
if you want to come at me with some, like, real criticism, I think saying the worst podcast of all time would be like you already sound not legitimate to me. You already sound like you're just trying to be the ultra hater. I would think it would be more realistic for me to take criticism from somebody who's like, hey, I listened to your podcast and these are the things that I found problematic with it. That would be, I would take you more seriously. I would be like, you know what? You got some points there. Not going to change my whole life because of you, because, you can't do that. But maybe I'll adjust some things because of that. I'll think about that. And I think that's the difference between people who are self-reflective and introspective and the people who just go through life just assuming that everyone else is the one fucking up.
Man. I have a joke with my friends, and I'm like, a guy from like Kim Kardashian, the Kardashians, and it was like, I've come to realize that I'm perfect in every way, and it's everyone around me that has problems, but I say like jokingly, right?
Yeah.
And
That's some serious lack of self-awareness. Did Kim say that, or which of the Kardashians?
Oh man, it was like one of the husbands.
One of the husbands.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it like on Facebook, and I started using it with some of my friends. And they laugh because they know that it's not true.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
But it's my way of making fun of society, because people legit think that there's nothing wrong with them, and that the world
is that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's everyone else.
Yeah. And I'm like, what? Like, are you dumb? Like,
you're human.
Yeah.
You make mistakes. You got problems. We all do. It's fine. Yeah. And I think embracing that too. I feel like when you embrace your problems, you embrace what's wrong with you, it allows you to fix those things. Yeah. No one's ever going to be 100% fixed. No. And I think striving for that is sometimes even misguided. You can get like absolutely too locked up into like, I need to fix something. There's not always something to fix. Yeah. If you think that there's always something to fix, then you're going to treat it like there's always something to fix. But there are things to work on. There are things to improve that you might fall short on. And those things are worth putting your time into, but not to the point where you're so obsessive, because you're never going to hit that perfection. Yeah. So that's just,